I want to give a lot of credit to James and his staff. I thought they had a tremendous plan, and their young men are resilient, and we've got a ton of respect for the Vanderbilt program, and it was a hard-fought win. When you look at the performance of our defense today, I think it was indicative of how we played for about 45 minutes a week ago. I thought we played pretty well for most of that game, and that 15-play drive that we had a week ago caused us to kind of sputter and struggle a little bit. I thought today there were some things that we needed to correct, but for the most part we did a great job of playing team defense. Offensively, we fought ourselves today for a while. And I'm not trying to discredit Vanderbilt. I thought they played well and they had a great plan, but we've got to throw the ball better, we've got to catch the ball better, and we've got to execute better if we're going to win moving forward. And that was probably my biggest disappointment going into the half, or the plays that we had out there that we did not make. And again, that's not to discredit Vanderbilt's effort. I think we can be better than that. I really do. And that's what we talked about at halftime. But look at some of the stats. Obviously, Benrick Mark is playing at a very high level right now. He's doing a lot of things very, very well, and running with physicality. Obviously, the job he did with Jay Hooten and our sports performance staff in the summer is paying dividends. And obviously, for our offensive line to slowly start to come together here, I think we've got the makings of something pretty good there. So. Great to get a win. Very appreciative of our students. The crowd tonight was great. I think the largest crowd that we've had for an opener, non-conference opener, in a long time. And to see the amount of students with us not being in class today is something special. We play for them. Hopefully represent them the right way, and just very appreciative of them coming out. And just to remind them, the kickoff next week is at 2:30. So I cordially invite each and every one of you. So with that, how about some questions, please?
You can raise your hand. We'll bring you a wireless mic.
Fitz, can you talk about Trevor again, second week in a row? Some real clutch drives there when you needed it with the game on the line late.
Yeah, I thought he again moved the ball. I think we got two very good quarterbacks. Both guys want to win. They want to help us in any way, shape, or form if they can. And I think we've got a really good situation there.
You said last week that Kane's still your starter. You're emphatic. Is that still the case?
Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm. I think if we would have caught the ball a little better in the first half, I doubt you would ask me that question. Maybe you would, I don't know, but from my perspective, I doubt you would.
Can you elaborate a little bit more on Benrick and kind of what's changed in him since last year, now that he's kind of found his spot in the offense?
I think first and foremost, the credit goes to Benrick. He worked incredibly hard this summer, and it's paying dividends. And, over to my left, your guy's right, the right cornerstone is investment. And, if you invest properly, it gives yourself a chance to be prepared. And he's prepared now for what he's experienced for the last 2 weeks. And, I'm really proud of him. I think he's grown exponentially. I think that he's really matured. And the credit goes to Benrick first and foremost, and then to Matt McPherson, who's doing a great job working with him. And I'm just really proud of V. And now I'll come back on Tuesday, and really Monday morning, but then Tuesday getting back to work.
Now, Pat, can you just talk about the feelings and almost the contrast of 2 games last week, pretty much holding on for dear life, and this time turning it around and basically doing the game-winning drive?
Yeah, I think that, again, last week I think was a little bit of an aberration, I'm hoping, for our defense from a standpoint that I thought we played very well for about 3/4 of that game, and that 15-play drive in that environment really took the wind out of our sails. We were gassed, and we needed our offense to pick us up, and we didn't play very good as a team a week ago. Then once we got a drive, we found a way to win, right, a week ago. This week it was kind of in reverse. I thought our defense gave us a chance to stay in the ball game. I thought we played very well, very sound, kept the ball inside and in front, got good pressure on the quarterback, and made him, we affected him. There's no question about that, and he's a heck of a football player. But the defense today allowed us to stay in the ball game, and our offense we got to pick it up. We've got to be much more efficient in the first half than we were this week.
Pat, just a similar question. What does that do for your defense, confidence-wise, to be able to pick up the offense when it's not the other way around?
Yeah, Adam, I think that they're really, really tired of being kind of the Achilles heel, and the credit goes to Hank and their defensive staff. I mean, they're human, and they want to be successful. And when you make a mistake, and we weren't perfect today, let's not paint the picture that way, all right? But these guys are competitive, and they want to be great. And when you don't have success, the first person you look at, you point the thumb at yourself, and you take the blame and the responsibility and hold yourself accountable. And that's what this group has done. And they're playing for each other. And I'm proud of the way that we've improved from 1 week, and we're going to need to do it again, getting ready for Boston College.
Coach Fitzgerald, how important was the play of the defensive line tonight, and how satisfied were you with the play of the defense?
Well, I think, from a standpoint, the defense gave us a chance to win. I'm incredibly satisfied. The D-line, I think a week ago, was in a good place until we kind of lost our wind. And it was great to have, 50 couple degrees instead of 100,000 degrees or whatever it was in the dome. So, just really proud of that group. I think, again, we can play 8 guys, and that's going to be critical moving forward.
On the topic of the defensive line, Tyler Scott, he had obviously a great stat line tonight. Was this one of the best games you've seen from him?
Well, we've seen a lot of pretty good games from him, but probably from a stat line, this is probably his best. He's just been really consistent. He's one of our best workers from a standpoint in the weight room and conditioning and preparation. And he's through a little sickness in the summer that set him back, I think, a couple weeks. And he's finally getting himself back into the shape that I was, I think, in June. And I'm really proud of him. He's a tremendous young man.
Coach, you mentioned the relationship between the students and your players after the game. Is that, it was cold, it was raining, those guys did not leave, their chests were painted, the whole crazy bit.
Yeah.
Is that something that has grown during your time?
Yeah, well, I don't know if it has anything to do with me. It has a lot to do with our young men. I think we're very active on campus. We've got an unbelievable tight-knit family here as a university. With having the small size of our campus and student population, I think everybody's involved in everyone's lives from a standpoint of supporting each other. And we've had great student support here for a number of years, and to see the number of students come out tonight when we're not in school yet, it was awesome. I mean, it was spectacular. We're very thankful for it, very appreciative of it, and it's a privilege for us to play for them.
It's on the one where Kane ran left and then scored, got the game clinching touchdown.
Yeah.
Was he just trying to kill the clock there? What was that?
Oh, that was perfectly designed, wasn't it? That was awesome. No, we had a sprint out play called, and they completely overplayed it. And that's a football player making a football play. It's exactly how he drew it up, right? And that's a great play by him.
Coach, you look at last week, you guys were unable to get off the field on third down. This week, you're 4-15. Vanderbilt was on third down. What was the difference between these 2 weeks in terms of getting off the field?
Well, again, in the passing game, it comes with pressure, and how does that happen? I think it's kind of twofold. Number one, it's the front getting great get off and getting to an edge and putting pressure on the quarterback. And then number two, have tight enough coverage where that extra half a step is successful. And a week ago, Syracuse decided to almost exclusively run either play action pass or 3-step drop. And Vandy came out with the same kind of plan early. And then the guys finally settled down and related better in their underneath coverage. And when we did that, it made it tough on Rodgers to kind of fit the ball into some small windows. But there's so many little things. We let the ball get outside of us on a couple of plays today that cannot happen. And we've got to go back and just drill the heck out of it fundamentally. They made a play and we didn't, and we've got to get better there. We've got to get better there.
Coach, you had Nick Van Hoos go down with injury early in the game. How do you feel like that affected the secondary, if at all?
Well, obviously it's disappointing to see anybody get hurt, and Nick's one of our very young, talented guys, and so hopefully he'll be back sooner than later. I don't have an update for you. I wish I did, but I'll get that for you guys on Monday. But he came back. He was on the sideline at the end of the game, so that's very encouraging. I thought Quinn really stepped up, and probably the most football Quinn Evans has played in 3 years, 4 years maybe. So obviously I'm a big fan of the NCAA rule. Appreciate them putting that in for graduate transfers, and really proud of Quinn. I'm incredibly happy for him and Kyle. Kyle getting a chance to come home and play, a hometown Chicago guy getting a chance to come. His entire high school football program was here today, and have Coach Holbert and the whole community come out to support him, I think shows why it's so special for Chicagoans to stay home and play for Chicago's Big Ten team. It was the same thing I experienced as a player. I still get 75 family members that come out to every game, and to see that happen for Kyle, I just saw all of his teammates as I was walking out. I'm just really happy for those guys. It hasn't been a yellow brick road for them, and to have them come out here and get a chance to play again the game they love with a great group. Really happy for them, especially Kyle, obviously, for being a hometown Chicago guy.
Coach, when was the last time you remember coaching this kind of a defensive struggle?
Yeah, now I'm probably going to read from you guys that our offense can't play. So, it's just like a tennis match, right? Here we go. So, I don't know. I look forward to not reading whatever you write. But at any rate, Paul hooked me up. He'll get me the right information. But I think our offense will be fine. I'm not concerned about that.
Well, but you guys have scored a lot of points.
Yeah.
Just to see it, the 10, 13, 10 kind of fourth
Yeah.
quarter game, looking back through
Yeah, I
time
mean,
here.
as a inner linebacker, I mean, it feels great. I mean, shoot, you know, I mean, the guys have played well. It's been, you know, momentary breakdowns in the past. The good news is the past is over, and, you know, hopefully we can build upon our success, gain a lot of confidence and trust in each other and move forward.
Coach, how big were those two fumble recoveries? The one 10-3, they're down 10-3, they're driving.
Yeah.
And then you got the one when you go up 16-13, and then they turn it over right away. I mean, which one was bigger?
Yeah, I'm not sure which one was bigger. I just know they're all huge. You know, and then we had our hand on the ball. What could have had a pick on the first pass. Chi-Chi had his hands on the ball. I mean, we really could have had a dominant turnover performance today. If there was one other ball on the ground, too, that we didn't get the fumble recovery. You know, you get those 3 or 4 recoveries. Now you're talking about having just an unbelievable defensive performance. So, you know, a lot of things to build on, and hopefully we'll be able to do that.
Did you turn to Trevor in the fourth quarter just because you feel like the passing game functions a little better with him?
I don't know about that, Teddy. I just think that we've got 2 quarterbacks that we believe we can win with, and you know, we were sputtering a little bit. So, you know, that's a great thing about having that kind of talent in our quarterback position. You know, I wouldn't say it's like going to the bullpen, because maybe it's softball where you can kind of re-enter. I don't know. You know, a little different than baseball, but you know, we got 2 guys that we believe we can win with, and that's a good problem.
Fitz, you talk about the mental edge you guys need to close out these games. How would you assess what you guys have mentally, and I mean, how that attributed to finishing out this game?
Yeah, Chris, you know, I think it goes back to kind of what we experienced throughout the whole summer when I think I saw you guys, and I said, I think this is as close as the teams we've had, I mean, chemistry-wise. Credit goes to the young men first and foremost. And they're the ones that invested this summer. You know, it's a voluntary time, and you know, you can go get your workout in and then go home, or you can go get your workout in and go home and then barbecue together, hang out together. You know, we got 2 beaches here on campus. You know what I mean? Go out on North Avenue Beach, go hang out at a Cubs or White Sox game. I mean, they did a lot of things together this summer that I think has forged the chemistry of the team. And then when we got into camp, to have, you know, Chief Stella and his crew come and work with us, and the mental toughness and leadership development that we did, and the things that we did with the SEALs, it's shining through, you know. You know, we got a pretty mentally tough team, and as you have success, it just buys you a ticket to a bigger and greater challenge. You guys have heard me say that before. So, you know, you get a win last week, you put 2 more 45-pound plates on the bar. Now we got a win this week, you put 2 more 45-pound plates on the bar. And that's the way it goes when you have success. And you got to find a way to get that bar off your chest, and you got to do it together. And hopefully we'll do that through our work ethic and the way we commit to getting prepared for next week.
Pat, I know you've been focused on your game, but it's a pretty rough day for the Big Ten all around today. A lot of losses. Did it do anything for you guys to represent, against, especially against teams in the SEC?
Well, you know, I can't. I don't. You're right. I don't know anything about any of the other scores, and I'm sorry to hear that for our brothers in the league. You know, from a standpoint of we're right now, Adam, really focused on what we need to do. You know, we're not a good enough football team right now to really, I guess, put the league on our shoulders, you know, or anything like that. So, you know, obviously we understand what will be talked about after this game. We talked about it briefly early in the week. You know, that's the way it goes now with 24-hour, 7-day-a-week media, is that there's going to be comparisons all the time, and you know, every game's kind of a 1-game season. And so, you know, we knew what was kind of on the line this week. We knew the kind of fight and battle we would get from them, and like I said, James is doing a terrific job. Had a couple extra days of rest to play us. So I thought our guys really responded well from a week ago and came out and found a way to win. And you know, the rest of the guys in the league, I hope they get healthy and find a way to win next week.
Anything else? Thanks, Coach.